everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is to show you how to do the crochet cluster stitch. It's a really simple, beginner friendly stitch. You can work up blankets, cushion covers and scarves. It's getting to that season now, so let's get started. I'm using Stylecraft Special DK. I'm using a 5mm hook, and you just need some sharp scissors and a needle to work in your ends. So we start off with a slip stitch, and the pattern is you chain an even number. So for this quick sample piece I'm just going to chain 22. So I've got 22 now, so you're going to put a double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So this is your first chain, so you go into the second chain here. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's your first double crochet. Then we're going to do another double crochet into this next stitch here. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 1, and you're going to skip this next stitch here and put a double into this next stitch. Chain 1, skip a stitch and double into this next stitch here, and chain 1, and you're going to do this all the way along until you get to near the end of the row here. So I'll meet you back here. So we're almost at the end here. You've got 3 stitches left, and I've just worked a double into this stitch and chained 1. So you're going to skip this next stitch here, and you're going to work a double crochet into the last 2 stitches. So this is the foundation row, that's what it should be looking like. So we chain 4 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn. And then you're going to work your first, this is your cluster stitch row now. So you've got your 2 double crochet here that you did at the end of the previous row. So you're going to skip those 2 stitches and you're going to work straight into this chain 1 space here. So you're going to work a treble, but just pull through 2 loops, so you're leaving 1 loop behind. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull it through and pull through 2 loops, so you've got 3 loops on the hook, and do it again, 4 loops on the hook and the last one. So you now have 5 loops on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 and chain 1, and that secures that cluster stitch. Now we're not going to work any chain 1 stitches in between the cluster stitch, you're just going to go straight into the next chain 1 space. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And you just repeat that process until you've got 5 loops on your hook. Again, and there's 4, and there's 5. Yarn over, pull through all 5 and chain 1, and there's your next cluster stitch. And you just keep doing this all the way along into your chain 1 spaces, pause the video and I'll meet you back here at the end of the row. So we've got to the end of the row now, and that's how your cluster stitches should be looking. So we've got our last 2 double crochets that we worked. So all you're going to do is you're going to work a treble into the top of this last double here. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you can carry on working your cluster stitch in the same colour, it would look just as nice, but I'm going to change my colour here, so I'm not going to finish off this treble stitch. I'm just going to bring in my new colour. So just pull yarn over in the new colour and just finish that treble stitch off, and then I just tie a little knot in just to secure it there. So we chain 1, oops, and turn, and then you're going to do a double crochet into this very first stitch here. So we're going to do a double into this next space here and chain 1, and then you're going to skip across and work a double crochet into all of the spaces in between your cluster stitch. So double, chain 1, move across into the next space, double, chain 1, and just keep doing this all the way along. Pause the video and I'll meet you back here at this end. So we're at the end here, and we've got, I've done a chain 1, a double and a chain 1 into this space here, and we've got one last space. So we're going to put a double into this last space, and then where you did your chain 4 from the previous row, you need to find the top of the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3. It can be a little bit fiddly, so, and you need to make sure that you grab both of your V's on the hook. So you're just going to work a double into the top of that chain there. And that's the end of your 2nd row. So we're at the end of the row here, so we're going to chain 4 and turn, and you're going to work your first cluster stitch into your chain 1 space here. So you've got your 2 double crochets from the previous round. So there's the space, there's the chain 1 space. So you're going to work a cluster stitch into this very first space. Three loops, 4 loops, and 5. And work your cluster stitch into the next chain 1 space, so you can see you've got your double here, and there's your next space. pull through all 5 and chain 1, and then there's your double, and then you're going into the next chain 1 space here. I'll just do one last one with you. And that's how it should be looking. So pause the video and meet me back here towards the end of your row. So we're at the end, almost at the end of the row here. I've done my last cluster stitch here and chain 1, and you're left with your 2 double crochet at the end. So you're going to work a treble into the last double crochet. And I'm going to not finish my treble off. I'm going to change my colour and bring that nice lovely teal back in. So we've changed the colour, so I'm going to chain 1 to secure that colour, but that doesn't count as a chain. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to put a double crochet into the very first stitch there, and another double crochet into this space here, chain 1, and then you're going to repeat the same process as you did in the previous row, where you're going to work a double crochet and a chain 1 into each space between your cluster stitches. All the way along. So pause the video and I'll meet you back here at this end. And we're almost at the end here. We've got this last chain space, so we'll work a double, and then you're going to find the top of the chain the chain 4 that you did. You need to find the top of the chain 3, which is there, and you're going to work a double into that very last chain. So you're now ready to start your cluster row again. So you're going to chain 4 and turn, and you're going to work your clusters all the way along the stitch, and that's the pattern repeat. It's really simple. So we're just going to start the cluster into this first space, remember, until you've got 5 loops on your hook, pull through all 5 and chain 1, and you work all the way along. There's the double, go into that space there, there's the double into that space, so that's where your chain spaces are. So work all the way along, and that's it. That's your 2 row repeat. So that's the end of the next row. So you just carry on repeating the same process of the double crochet and the cluster stitch row. I'll write the pattern details out in the description box below so that you can follow the pattern if you prefer the written pattern. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you next time.